So you want to edit videos in a world-class editor and you don't know which one to try first? What if I could tell you that you could try one for this price? Yes, this price for as long as you want. Would you be willing to try for that price? Why not? My name is Alex and today I'm going to show you the absolute beginning stuff you need to know about Davinci Resolve, which is a non-linear video editor. In other words, you'll be able to edit videos and make simple videos at that cost. We're gonna go on Blackmagic Design website and let's see how to download the software when I install it. And this will work for Mac, PC, and Linux. We're now on the Blackmagic Design website. You're gonna go on support. And you're gonna say you want Davinci Resolve and Fusion software. You click. It's gonna filter those things here. And as you can see, Davinci Resolve. And it's written update, but don't worry, it's fine. Just one thing, you will want for that price to use Davinci Resolve and the version, because there's also Davinci Resolve Studio, which is the paid version, which I'm going to talk the differences about a little bit later. So you choose Mac, Windows, or Linux, click, write everything, register and download, and you'll be able to go. Once you have the file on your computer, just install the file just like any other software. Next, 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 and it's all good. After the installation, you're gonna have this icon on your desktop and just start it up. Well, on your desktop or in your menus, depending what you are using. As you can see, I'm using Studio because I paid for it. I thought this was a great software and I want to encourage them. The free version will be exactly the same visually. And about 95% of all functionality is straight up free. So you're fine to go. Well, it's been a while since I've installed Davinci Resolve, but you should have a local database and you should have an untitled project. Just double click on that and it's gonna start a new project. Just like that, empty, there's nothing. The first thing we're gonna talk about the icons down here, but we're just gonna go into two for simplicity and because this is a beginner video on how to use the software. So the media page is basically, it's gonna list all the media that you're gonna import into the software for editing. And that's gonna be image, sound, video, everything's gonna go there. The cut page is actually old school cutting technology. For the first cut, as you could say, to, for example, fragment a video, cut the clips, right? The cut page is very fast for that. But everything you can do on a cut page, we can do on the edit page, which is where we're gonna do next. So we're gonna go to the edit page. And here is your canvas. Drag and drop a file in your timeline, which is this section right here. And you're gonna see when I'm gonna insert something, I'm gonna put, and I drag here video, boom, first question, right? Change project frame rate. And I will suggest that the first video that you drag is actually a video of you speaking, for example, vlogging, something like that, instead of putting, for example, gameplay or something like, unless your video is only gameplay, or unless it's a tutorial and you are recording your screen like I'm doing right now. So this frame rate will stay for the entire timeline and you can't really change it further down the line. So you have your main video present, click change, and if you have a fast computer, it's just gonna show you all the pictures and the sound. You can see where the sound is. And basically, video is in the top section of the timeline and audio is on the bottom section of the timeline. It's good to know, you know. So we're gonna click and drag, right? Click and drag, and we're gonna put it at the start. Or another solution, you can just click in the empty space and hit delete on the keyboard. Boom. And now you can add multiple clips, even some over the others. So I'm gonna put one more after this one, and this you can scroll here. If you have too much, you're gonna be able to scroll here too. So I'm gonna put another clip. Boom. And as you see, when I'm dragging it, well, you can actually put one clip over another. And if you play those, well, both audio will go at the same time. So we're gonna see later in another video how to mute a track or just delete a part of it. So for now, let's keep it simple. So I'm gonna do a massive intro and put some text. The most basic effect you could do, right? So we're gonna go into effects and it's gonna list all those things over here. You're gonna go toolbox if it's not open, titles, and you can just insert the basic text that you can get. And you can click, drag, and just put it there. So how to play with those clips or those part, it's all clips or text or effects or audio. So there's multiple ways. I don't want my clip to be only 1 or 2 seconds. I want that intro to be massive. You can of course drag the mouse around and you're gonna see a few icons and your mouse icon change. If it's like this or like that and there's nothing to the right, just click and drag. That's gonna make the basic title longer and it's gonna be longer on the screen. So we're just gonna go click and we're gonna go on the inspector. So if inspector is not selected, just click on it and it's gonna show you all the properties of whatever you're clicking on. So right now I'm clicking on the text, but if I click on the video, it's gonna show you properties and what you can do with that clip or effect. So we're gonna go back on the text and of course it's written basic title. I'm gonna write massive intro awesome, of course. And here you can have everything related to this text. So which typo, fonts, well face, but which type of font, the size, because it's awesome and we're gonna go awesomely hard and strong and big. So let's go for a big size. And you can put also, of course, enter here, like that. I can go even bigger. There we go. I'm gonna leave the rest. There's also, for example, position, stuff like that. Double click anything if you want to just put it back to default section, or click that little arrow that will actually, like a loop, bring it back to default. And if you click back to default, this place here at the top of most sections, it's gonna re-put the entire section at default. So it's gonna go back to default basic title. Control Z, of course, or Option or Control Z for Mac. You can go back one, just like doing edit, undo, redo. All of that is available across, of course, almost all apps. So we have my massive intro. We have our 2 clips, and I'm gonna put it here, and I'm gonna cut this clip because the first part is not very good. So we're gonna just cut the clip. So we can use the cutter here, the blade, and I can move around my cursor and you can see that the cursor is not an arrow anymore. When I go over the clip, it's now a blade. So we're gonna cut it right here. Boom, and I just clicked. And I'm gonna go back to the cursor. I'm gonna click that section and hit delete because I want to start with the massive intro awesome, of course. And I don't like this part too, to the right of my speech. So I'm gonna cut that part too. And I'm gonna select it, hit delete, boom. And this is actually my second clip. That is just came back because I deleted everything in between. So we're gonna do the same thing, but with this time with hotkeys. As you can see, if you hover something, you're gonna have the key, the hotkey, useful for using. So in this case, B, I'm gonna press B. I'm gonna cut it here, and same thing for the arrow, which is A. So A, click, choose, delete. So the awesome intro, I'm gonna just show you a little something extra. I'm gonna move this a little bit to the right. And what I want to do is a simple fade in, fade out for the text. So you see those little kind of arrows, you can actually grab them, and I'm keeping my finger on the mouse, and just drag them. So you can see how much second to the left and frames to the right. So this is a 24 frame, if I remember, per second. So it's gonna go to 24 and then boom, 1 second more. So let's go for 5-second intro. I'm gonna mute the track just to show you what that's the result without the audio. So let's go. Play. And play, of course, you can hit the keys here to play, stop, go forward and everything, but I'm gonna use the space bar because I think it's so much easier. So space bar, and now blah, 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 blah. Oop, massive intro, awesome, right there. Right on cue, right on cue. So I'm gonna do the same thing, fade out on the other side, but only 2 seconds because 5 seconds is quite slow. All right, so I've validated that my entire clip is awesome. I'm gonna unmute the track, of course. Let's see what he has to say. Yeah, same voice. All right, and all of that is awesome. I'm gonna cut it here, select that, delete. And if you finish, you are at the end of the timeline. It's gonna confirm to you with that little strip here on the display area. That's perfect, that's what I want. And Davinci Resolve is gonna take a lot of formats, so images, videos, audios, it should pretty much take everything. Let's continue on their tabs just to see what they are all about. Fusion will be special effects, so we can create special effects in here. Color is to change all coloration of your entire thing, or simple clips or effects. Fairlight will be for audio enthusiast, because here you can actually change the audio with effects and everything. And Deliver will be where we will export everything in a readable format for everyone. For example, for YouTube. And while you're here, subscribe. Wait, no, that's a thumbs up. And subscribe after, because if you want to see more video like this, well, that's gonna tell me that's the kind of videos that you want. And obviously, if you have some questions, go down the comments below. That's gonna give me a general idea on the direction for the next ones. So let's go on Deliver. I'm just gonna go left here. Well, let's choose something simple. Right here we have your render settings. You can choose. I have my custom one, but I'm gonna use YouTube 1080p just to try it out. Give it a significant file name, test11, so we can see that the resolution, the output will be in 1080p. So this is pretty much the settings of my timeline right now. MP4, H.264, that's fine. And leave everything default. If you're using the free version, this might be at native, but the only thing it's gonna do is it's gonna be a little bit slower to render, that's fine. Once all this is done, add to render curve. And you can see right here your render curve, render queue, of course, the render queue. So you can see right here all the jobs in the render queue. And let's go render all. And that's gonna render frame by frame with your audio, everything. So let's see how much time that's gonna take. So not too bad. My video card is used at 75%. Boom, it's done. Now you can search for it, or you can just right-click here, open file location, and you're gonna have your file right here. So if you double-click the file, of course. So the first scenario is pretty simple. You're just gonna start the clip that you just created yourself. So this is the simplest tutorial I can do for that type of videos, simple videos. And I might do a couple of more videos just to get a little bit better for everyone, that they can learn how this works. There's also, of course, plenty of tutorial out there. So hopefully you like this video and subscribe for more, guys. Take care and see you in the next video.